day, Patrik. Patrik, what can you say about your year with John Tortorella as coach, and how did you receive the news that he was not going to be back?
Well, it's obviously tough to see that kind of coach leave. He's done some incredible work with this team when I wasn't here, and I think it was kind of a tough year for everybody and for him as well. So I think that was just the decision he made, and obviously tough to see that kind of coach leave, but we'll see what happens this summer.
How did you guys get along, and how would you describe your relationship?
I think it was pretty good. I think we had some good talks about the way I need to play and our kind of expectations and all that. And I think that was good. And I definitely saw that if you're not playing well, you're not playing. So that's good too. That it doesn't matter who you are or how much money you're making, you're still the same. You're getting benched if you're not playing well, and I definitely got to see that this year.
And Patrik, how much better do you think you can be, or how much could your game come to life more with a different voice behind the bench, with perhaps even a different system? Was that part of the struggles for you this year, would you say?
I don't think so. I think it was just the big reason was I wasn't playing as well as I need to. I think it's not the system's fault. It's just my fault. And I don't think it matters who's behind the bench. I still got to go out there and, do what I do. And, couldn't do that this year, but I'll do that definitely next year.
You have an expiring contract, restricted free agent. What are your feelings about this city and staying here long-term versus what they were, your optimism when you first got traded here? Has anything changed?
No, I've enjoyed every minute I've been here. So I love it here, and it was great to see the fans in the stands too, and great fan base, and obviously couldn't see the full building this year, and I came here, there's no fans at all in the building, so that was kind of nice to see towards the end. And but no, I love it here, and wanna stay here for sure.
Thanks, Patrik.
Next, we'll go to Jeff Svoboda. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Patrik, you just kind of mentioned there just not playing well enough this year. Where do you want to get better as you look at this offseason? How do you improve on this year, and what do you think are the biggest things that you need to focus on to make sure that a year like this is kind of put in the past pretty quickly?
Just, you can always be better overall. Gotta worry about all the aspects of your game, and that's what I'm going to do this summer to be in the best shape possible, and work on the little things in the game so I can kind of leave this year behind me, and be better, because obviously I feel like this was kind of step backwards for me after my last season in Winnipeg, but I'll be better next year, and there's a lot of time this summer, and just gotta use it well.
Yeah, and just how tough of a year was this to just kind of fit in here from the aspect of you get traded early in the season, then you have a quarantine, and then there's not a lot of practice time. You can't really go out with the guys because of all the protocols and things like that. Was it just not as easy to maybe fit in both on and off the ice as you would have hoped, just given everything that was going on in the world and with this team?
No, it was pretty easy. I'm not gonna go behind that. It was just a tough year because I wasn't playing the way I should be playing. So that was the only reason for me this year was tough, and obviously the team success, which is the only thing that matters. But besides that, just wasn't able to play the way I've played and I can play. So that's kind of the reasons why this year was tough.
All right. Thanks, Patrik. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Next, we'll go to Michael Trakos. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Patrik. I'm just curious in terms of maybe your off-season wish list with this team. Are you looking for Jarmo to kind of get you a number one center to play with? And how important is that to your game to have someone that can get you the puck on a regular basis?
Well, I'm sure he's doing his job to make the team better. But I don't really have a wish list. I think we have a lot of good players here, and you can always have the puck more, and but we have guys here who can dish the puck, and if they get somebody who can do that really well, that's great. But if they don't, doesn't really matter. I still gotta play the same way. It doesn't matter who it is in the middle. But I guess we'll see what happens this summer.
And is it extra frustrating when you look around the league and you see, McDavid putting up 100 points, Matthews with 40 goals? I imagine you put yourself in that company of those kind of players. Was it extra frustrating when you just look around and see so many players were having career years and you were struggling this year?
Well, yeah, obviously. I don't think it's, I think it's tough to, watch that, but that's just, you gotta accept it that you didn't have a good year and didn't play the way you can and you need to if, you want to race with those guys, and just wasn't able to do that. And, but I'll be better next year. We got lots of time before the puck drops, and gotta get some work in and be better next year.
Next, we'll go to Mark Scheig. Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you, Todd. Patrick, just kind of going back to talking about the centers, just what improvement did you see from the young guys over there? Texier, Stenlund, Roslovic, all put in that position. Roslovic had a really nice offensive year, but just what did you think of their development as the season went on?
Yeah, well, I think, a lot of younger guys who were given the opportunity to, take a bigger role and get more minutes. And I think they used it pretty good. I think they, obviously gain more confidence when they get more minutes. And, like Tex, he's so good with the puck, such a good skater. And whenever he gets the puck, you gotta kind of be on your toes because he can definitely dance on you. And but he there's a lot of guys who had a good year and we're getting the opportunity to take a bigger role in this team, and I think they used it pretty good.
And Patrick, I'm curious too about just your thoughts on the power play overall. You've had a chance to see it, kind of firsthand. A lot of talent in different spots. What do you think that needs to happen in order for your group to take the next step there?
I think we just need to work on it. And I've seen and been a part of top 3 power play in the league, and it's a lot of fun. Let me tell you that. When your power play is running at 35%, it's a game changer. A lot of these tight games, special teams are huge, and obviously this year we couldn't produce really on the power play, and so that's definitely we need to work on it and find the right pieces in the right spots, and just work on it and just talk about it as a unit, and hopefully make it a weapon and win some game for us with the power play.
Next, we'll go to Bill Rabinowitz. Go ahead, Bill.
Hi, Patrick. You said you're not going to use any of the kind of unique factors of the season as an excuse for your play. How do you explain the struggles you had, and do you view this as something that in the long run will be beneficial, kind of a blessing in disguise?
Well, my explanation is I just didn't play well enough. That's kind of my explanation, and I'm not gonna be here making any excuses. I just wasn't good enough, and that's just the case. And yeah, I'm sure that's gonna help me in the future. It's not the first tough stretch I've gone through, and it's not going to be the last one either. So at the time, it feels horrible, but I'm sure when you look back at it in a couple of years, it's going to be good for you, and you've learned a lot of things from it, and just gotta put this all behind me and just worry about future.
And I know you've been very limited in terms of just how you can live outside the rink. I mean, how much have you seen of this city? How comfortable do you feel just kind of living here?
I've seen a little bit. Obviously tough with all the COVID rules and all that, but I've seen enough. Like I said before, I've enjoyed every minute I've been here, and I feel like this is a great city, and always was one of my favorites to go visit with Winnipeg, and so I love it here, and it's been a fun time living here.
Got a couple more for Patrick. Go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, Patrick, obviously coaching vacancy here now, it's a big deal. When you're going into this off season, you guys are trying to rebound and everything. When you look at that, I mean, I know they're going to hire who they're going to hire, and you pretty much are going to have to adjust to that, I would think. But when you look at it, is there a certain coaching style as far as systems or personality or anything that would fit you best?
I don't think so. I think doesn't really matter. Like you said, you gotta adjust yourself and the way you play into the system, and it's obviously great if they can, make the most out of your talent in the current system. I think that would be great, but and they can use your strengths well in the system they want to play. I think that's probably the biggest thing, and but overall I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah. Do you have a personal preference as far as systems or offensive style of play maybe versus more of a two-way thing or whatever?
Not really. Well, obviously as a ex-offensive guy, it would be fun to play offense, obviously, but it honestly doesn't really matter. It's still the same game. It doesn't matter how you play, but there's some of the tactics are better than others, and working a little bit better, but that's up to the coaches, whoever comes in here.
Next, we'll go to Michael Trakos. Go ahead, Michael.
Patrick, I'm just curious. I know you're focused on Columbus and helping this team for next year, but what are your thoughts on the Jets post, after you've been traded? Are you still pulling for those guys, or is your heart still in Winnipeg in that regard?
Yeah, well, I been there for 4.5 years, so obviously paying attention what my buddies are doing, and a lot of my friends had good years over there, so obviously happy for them, and I have no hard feelings. Like it's the tough side of the business, and it's not any of the players' fault that it happened. So definitely rooting for those guys, and but yeah, it's fun to watch how they're doing.
And lastly, we'll go to Ville Toro. Go ahead, Ville.
Terve, Pate. Kuinka vaikea tämä kausi oli sulle henkisesti, ja miten sä oot, onko sä itse onnistunut analysoimaan, että mistä nämä vaikeudet johtuu?
No, olihan tämä aika vaikeata kyllä, että vaikein kausi varmaan mitä itsellä on ollut, ja siitä ne vaikeudet johtuu, kun ei pelannut tarpeeksi hyvin, ja ei tuossa oikeastaan mitään muuta syytä, ainakaan itsellä.
Sä oot aiemmin kertonut, että sulla oli vähän selkävaivoja jonain kausina, ja oliko ne nyt vaivan?
Ei ole mitään ihmeempiä, että aina sitä vähän jotain pientä on tuossa, mutta ei nyt semmoista mikä tuohon peliin varsinaisesti vaikuttaisi.
Niin. Kysyn vielä tuosta, mitäs nyt kesällä, onko niin jo selvää, että mihin saa jo keskittyä harjoittelusta tai onko tuoda jotain uutta tai muuttaa jotain vanhaa?
Eipä tuossa nyt tarvetta oikeastaan hirveästi muuttaa, että lähdetään samoilla jutuilla, että kuitenkin hyvä kesä oli viime kesän tai viime syksynä ja Sassan kanssa saatiin hyvä setti vedettyä siihen, niin lähdetään kokonaisuutta parantaa vaan ja ollaan sitten iskussa, kun kämpit taas alkaa.
Kiitos. Thank you.